Bonjour à tous. Néo a froid ce matin, il a encore sommeil. Il a fait son petit tour, il a fait son... Et puis voilà, il refait dodo. Au chaud. Ah, le soleil dans l'œil, il fait beau.
Ils ont deux mondes là. Et vraiment.
Petite chose à manger. Un bon café. Un peu trop chaud. On va attendre 5 minutes pour le boire. On est bien là? Donc Kat ne veut pas apparaître sur la vidéo de ce matin. C'est pas grave, hein. Elle est là quand même. Ah, on est bien à la Quinta da Padrela. Bien dormi, au calme, pas un bruit. Notre véhicule est bien insonorisé quand même parce qu'il y a eu un peu de bruit de chien. On les entendait à peine.
J'en ai entendu moi.
Au loin, il y avait un peu, pas grand chose. Et puis ce matin, quelques voitures. Pas grand chose. Bon.
Je dirais qu'il est peut-être mieux insonorisé que notre Florian.
Oh non. Non, il n'est pas mieux insonorisé que le Florian. Il n'a pas de fenêtre qui font apparaître le son.
Ouais.
Je sais pas. Je dirais pas ça, mais bon.
Old farm, old property. But for me, history is the history of my parents that starts in 1985. 1985, 40 years ago, my parents they decide to buy this property. Okay, the farm have 12 hectares. Okay. And we divide the farm in 3 areas. The first area is the vineyard over there. Okay, so the farm starts on the big trees, on the pine trees. These little vineyards that coming down, okay, until the other pine trees over there. Okay, so is what we call the new vineyard. Was planted by my parents in 1985. In 1985 they planted a starter, they let the starter grow, and after they graft a variety in the starter. Okay? They choose 7 varieties of grapes. 3 white, Malvasia fina, Rabigato viuzinho, and 4 reds. Tinta Roriz, Touriga Franca, Tinta Barroca, and Touriga Nacional. I love this part. You don't understand a word. Well, here in Portugal, we use our varieties of grapes, okay? And we use our varieties of grapes because the grapes that we have, they have bigger skin, okay? So we have bigger skin because we have a lots of solar exposition and hot temperature. So we need to have some more strong grapes with bigger skins, okay, to have resistance against that, okay. So that's why we use our varieties. That vineyard, from that vineyard over there, you are going to taste 3 wines: 1 white, 1 rosé, and 1 red. And you are going to notice that from that side, the wines are more fresh, more fruity, more simple wines. Because that vineyard over there is north facing to the sun. Okay? Sunrise there, sunset over there. So we have north facing to the sun. So that vineyard over there pick up less solar exposition. So the wine is more fruity, more simple, more easy wines. Okay? After we are going to taste 2 wines from what we call the old vineyard. The old vineyard is a vineyard to that side, okay? We only see a little bit, okay? The farm goes until the top of the hill. When you arrive here, I say the farm starts on that side and goes until the other side, okay? The vineyard on that side, after if you walk a little bit there, you are going to see plants with more than 80 years old. 80. And over there we have 25 different varieties together, okay? So in the same line we have white, red, red, white, red, white, red, red, white, okay? This happens because if you go back more than 60, 70 years ago, people doesn't know about the varieties. So they plant the starter, they let the starter grow, and after they graft the variety in the starter. Because they don't know about the varieties, they put what they have in hand, and they make a natural blend. Okay. Because we like the results, we preserve the blend. So you are going to taste a white wine with 6 white varieties and a red wine with 19 different varieties, okay? And you are going to notice that the wine from that side is more full body, more strong flavor, more strong taste, more complexity, because the vineyard over there is south facing to the sun, okay? So they pick up more solar exposition, more strong flavors, more strong taste, more, even the color is more deep on that side that we have on that side, okay? So 3 wines from that side, 2 wines from that side, and after 1 wine from the vineyard before this one, okay? If you look at these plants, you can see that the plants are really, really small, okay? So really, really shorter, okay? This vineyard only have 3 years. We decide to take everything out and we plant new one in November 2022. You are going to taste the wine from September. The harvest was in September 2022. So it's the last bottles from the vineyard before. Plants with more than 100 years old. More old is the plant, less production you have, okay? And for you to have an idea, here in Douro Valley, maximum production is 7,000 kilos hectare. The vineyard before produced 800 to 1,000 kilos hectare. That's why we take everything out and we plant new ones, okay? You come in the perfect time, but because you are going to taste the last wine, the wine with from the plants with more than 100 years old, okay? This vineyard here is south facing to the sun, okay? So we pick up solar exposition. The wine is a strong flavor, strong taste, full body wine, okay? After these 6 Douro wines, we are going to taste a port wine. When we are talking about Porto, nothing changed in the fields. With the same grapes, we can produce Douro or Porto. So what is changed is the process, is the transformation. Inside of the cellar, I'm going to talk about that, the difference between Douro wine and Porto. We use the same grapes, okay? To produce Douro and Porto, the grapes need to be from inside of the wine region. This wine region has borders. The borders are from the year 1756. On the year 1756, there was a minister of the king called Marquês de Pombal that sent people to this wine region having a look about our soil, okay? If you walk a little bit here in Douro Valley, okay, you are going to see that we have this rock everywhere. This is shale, schiefer, do schist, okay? This rock have the property to absorb heat during the day and live birds during the night. So we always have high temperature near the ground, okay? That's why our way of cutting the plants is to push the plants down, okay? Because we want to have the grapes near the ground, okay? And the grapes going to pick up hot temperature, maturation, flavor and taste. So when the guys see this rock, they say it's Douro Valley. And people can plant vineyard and can call the wine Douro wine or port wine. When the guys doesn't see the rock anymore, it's not more Douro Valley. If you look to that big mountain over there, okay, that mountain doesn't have vineyard anymore, because that mountain is a granite mountain. It's not more Douro Valley. Okay? The borders are the same since the year 1756. So this makes this wine region the oldest, the market wine region in the world. The first wine region with borders. Okay? We produce wines here before Romans. Okay? In the Phoenicians time. Okay? We harvest everything in September. So if you don't have nothing to do next September, come here to the farm. We prefer short people, okay? Because the grapes are near the ground, okay? Everything is hand picking. It's impossible for us to use machines, okay? Well, we don't start in the big trees over there and harvest everything to the other big trees. We don't do that. We make maturation control. So we go to the vineyard, we pick up some grapes aleatorily, crush them, measure the sugar, measure the pH. When the grapes are ready, we harvest. Okay? But for you to have an idea, to harvest the 12 hectares, if we do in a straight mode, we need to have 15 people cutting, 3 people carry, and we can do the job in 5 days. Okay? In 5 days we harvest everything. Okay? Seems fast, but it's not. Douro Valley is not a high productive wine region. Maximum production here in Douro Valley is 7,000 kilos hectare. There are wine regions in the world that produce 25,000 kilos hectare. Okay, 25 tons. Okay, so that's why we harvest faster. Okay, in 5 days we harvest everything. Okay, in a normal year we produce 20,000 bottles of Douro wine plus 600 bottles of Porto wine. Okay? And Porto, there are years that we bottle and other years we don't bottle. Depends about the age of the wine in the barrels. You are going to taste the port wine that stays more than 20 years in a barrel. Okay? It was my parents' production. Okay? Well, we don't use chemical products in the fields, no pesticides, we simply don't need. The ecosystem here is so good that we don't care about bugs. So no pesticides. No herbicides, we cut the grass with machines. If you walk in this vineyard, or if you walk to that vineyard, you can see that the vineyard is big, so we can go with a tractor in the middle and cut all the grass, the herbs. If you go to that side, you are going to see that the vineyard is narrow, okay? So it's impossible to pass a tractor, okay? So we go by hand and we cut all the grass by hand, okay? So we don't use herbicides. And we don't use fungicides, but we treat the grapes against fungus, we use sulfur or copper. In a normal time is sulfur. Sulfur is a yellow rock that came from near the volcanoes that smells really, really bad. We destroy everything to produce a powder. What I say? More or less. 9 vignes, ok? 40 années, c'est plantation avec mon père, 7 différents cépages, 3 différents vins, ok? Il va déguster 3 différents vins. Après, il y a de vieilles vignes, plus 80 années cépages, 25 différents cépages, ok, différents, ok? C'est 6 de blanc, 19 de rouge. Il va déguster 2 vins avec là. Après, il y a une vigne ici, que c'est 9 vignes, 3 années, mais il va déguster 2 vins de vignes avant. De plantation, c'est plus 100 années. C'est le dernier vin que je produis en 2022. Et après, c'est de Porto. De Porto, c'est à Porto qui c'est mon père production. Il y a plus 20 ans en barrique. Quand je parle avec Porto de raisins elles-mêmes, okay, c'est des transformations que nous changeons. Okay. C'est bon?
Merci.
Nord exposition du soleil, sud exposition du soleil. Okay?
Ok.
Right? If you look to these olive trees here, okay, you can see that the color is starting to change, okay, to black color, okay. So this is black olives, as you see, okay. And this variety is different than this variety, okay. They are black, okay, but the maturation is slowly, okay.
Ok.
You see, these ones are more green, okay, and that one is already more black. But this is going to be black too, okay. The 2 varieties that we have are black olives, okay. We have, if you look, okay, they are starting to change the color. Oh, come on, I lose 2 drops of the. They are starting to change the color, as you see, okay. They are starting to be black color too. Okay, so 2 different varieties. Because these trees are really, really old trees, they have more than 300 years old, we still use the traditional method of harvest. We put some plastic nets under the trees, and after with some big sticks, we beat the trees, okay? So if you don't have nothing to do, in beginning of December, now I prefer tall people, short people to harvest the vineyard, okay, the grapes, okay, tall people to beat the trees, okay. Come here to the farm and I give you some trees and I let you beat in the trees, okay.
Christmas on the farm,
Can be, no, before, beginning of December, okay? But you can pass the Christmas, okay, because after I can talk about that, okay? There are one thing that we do end of December, beginning of January, okay? If you look to our olives, okay, they are starting to dry, okay? This happens because we need rain, okay? So after you leave the farm, I hope that rains a lot, okay? So as you see, they are starting to get dry, okay? We don't have enough water, okay? That's why we need to have some rain, okay? Otherwise we are going to lose quantity, okay? If you look on the ground, okay? There are several olives that are falling, okay? Because of they are getting dry, as you can see, okay? In a normal year, we produce 4,000 kilos of olives, 4 tons. And with the 4,000 kilos, we produce 400 liters of extra virgin olive oil. Because we need to have 10 kilos to produce 1 liter, okay? You are going to taste pure olive oil, okay? So you are going to taste extra virgin olive oil, cold pressing, okay? After inside I'm going to talk more, okay? there are a connection between olive trees and vineyard. Okay? If you look to these trees here, okay, the leaves are small, okay, but the tree is a dense tree, okay? People plant olive trees near the vineyard because they make natural barriers against the wind, okay? And when the plants are growing, when the vineyard is growing, after we prune, they can break easily. So the olive trees protect the vineyard against the wind, okay? Clear?
Les oliviers protègent les vignes.
Avec de vin, ok? Parce qu'il y a vin, ok? Et nous taillons de vignes en février, ok? Après de vignes c'est verde, et il campo parti.
Oui, coupé, oui.
Et de olives protégées de vignes. 4000 kilos hectares, 4000 kilos de production. 400 litres d'huile d'olive. Okay. De différentes variétés, c'est de couleur c'est noir, notre olive oil c'est jaune.
Vert.
Jaune.
Jaune.
Et on va regarder. Okay?
Ah.
Noir olive, jaune couleur.
D'accord, de l'huile.
Oui, ok. Le verde olive, verde huile d'olive.
D'accord.
Ok.
Ok.
Comprends?
Oui.
Good.
L'olive noire donne
Olive noire
donne
jaune couleur
l'huile.
Huile. Ok. C'est verde.
Verdé,
C'est
verdé.
verde. Okay. C'est simple. Ok. C'est simple. Ok. Good.
Good.
We produce everything here in this cellar, okay? In a normal year, 20,000 bottles of Douro wine plus 600 liters of Porto. I'm going to explain to you how we produce Douro wine, and after our red Douro wine, and afterward I'm going to explain to you how we produce red Porto wine. When we taste the white and the rosé, I talk about the difference, okay? To produce red Douro wine, we go outside, we harvest red grapes, and we use this machine here, okay? We throw the grapes here, okay? And this machine has some metal bars that's going to beat on the grapes, and the grapes that are connected to the stems, they go out, okay? So we separate the green part from the grapes, okay? After, we pick up the grapes and we pass to a fermentation tank, okay? Fermentation tanks are these big tanks that have a cooler system, okay? As you see, we don't use the traditional method anymore, okay? That is dancing, okay? It's not producing wine anymore, okay? There are still farms that use the traditional method. Here, we prefer fermentation tanks, okay? In these tanks, when the grapes start to fall, we have only sugar, zero out, okay? Sorry. Only sugar, zero alcohol. After we have yeast, levure, okay? And the yeast start to transform the sugar into alcohol. When we don't have more sugar, the wine is ready, okay? But we have the skins, the seeds, the liquid, we have everything inside of the tank. So we need to pick up everything and we need to press, okay? Inside of this machine there are a balloon, okay? The balloon going to fill up and going to press everything. Only the wine goes down, the dry skins and the seeds stays inside. And after we pick up the wine to the store tanks. Okay? Is our wines from this year are on that tanks. Okay? Wines from 2025. From this year, from 2025. Okay? Now, during the winter, there are going to be some particles that are in the wines that starts to go to the bottom of the tank, causing sediments. Okay? Every time that we have sediments, we pump the wine from the top and we pass to another tank. Okay? After we wait, there are more sediments and we pass to another tank. Is what we are doing now. Okay? We are passing the wine from one tank to another tank. And in the end, we take out the sediments. Okay? Sediments. Sedimentation. Yeah. We call that the cleaning of the wines, the filtering of the wines. We do that until end of February, March. End of February, March. If it is a white or a rosé, we bottle. If it is a red wine, we pass them directly to the barrels. Okay? So these barrels that you see here are barrels that have red wine from 2024. Okay? We are going to bottle this next February, March, and we are going to pick up to 2025. And we put the wine inside. Okay? Oh! Hold on, okay? Well, but if you look to the barrels, okay? First, they are from France, okay? So it's French too. And second, some of the brands, some of the guys that produce the barrels, they write the year of the construction of the barrel.
Construction de tonneaux française en 2021.
So, the construction of the barrel, not the year of the wine. Okay? The year of the wine is 2024. The construction of the barrel year is 2021. Year is 2019, 22, and we have 23, 24. Okay?
La construction du tonneau.
De tonneau. De construction. Okay? Ce n'est pas devant, en intérieur. Okay? So, it means that we use new barrels and we use old barrels. Okay? More new is the barrel, more flavor we pass to the wine. More old is the barrel, less flavor we pass to the wine. When we taste the three reds, I'm going to say to you what stays in new barrels and what stays in old barrels. And the flavors are totally different. Okay? Neuf barriques, plus goût de chien goût. Okay? Vieille barrique, un petit comme de goût. Okay? Clear?
Ouais.
Okay. After 12 months with the wines in the barrels, we bottle. Okay? So we are going to bottle in February, March, and that wine goes inside. Okay? Clear? If the barrel have more than... Comprendre? Première, nous vamos mettre vendange de rouge raisin, le rétérier de verde, le raisin il va en la fermentation tank, ok? Première, il y a sucré, zéro alcool. Après le bourg, il va changer de sucré en alcool, mais à mine de fermentation, il y a addition de eau de vie, jusqu'à 20% alcool. De eau de vie va mettre le bourg stop de production, okay? Et parce qu'il stop de transformation, de fermentation. Il y a un petit de sucré qui restait, okay? Que c'est de douce de Porto. Porto, il y a 20% d'alcool, petit sucré. Ok?
Ouais.
Okay. So, after we stop the fermentation process, we are going to pick up everything. We are going to press. The Porto goes down. We pick up the Porto. We pass to the store tanks. We clean the wine until end of February, March. End of February, we choose an old barrel and we put the Porto inside. And after, we wait. And we can wait.
How do you know which wine in which bottle?
The numbers.
Okay.
Some years ago, there was a kid coming here. But we have a safety measure, okay? So behind, okay? Behind over there, okay? I can show you, you can show you. Here, okay? There are a number, okay? Write by pen, okay? So this is the number 30, okay? As you see there, okay?
Okay.
So if someone comes here and clean, we know that the wine is inside, okay? Good. Yeah, because sometimes, imagine that water or someone come here and you will smell the wine. So we know exactly which wine is inside of the barrel. Okay? Clear? Well, and now I lose myself with waiting process. Okay? So we put the Porto inside, okay? And after, we wait. We can wait 1 year, 3 years, or 6 years, and we produce a ruby class Porto, or we can wait more than 10 years and we produce a Tony or a Tawny class Porto. Okay? After in the other room I'm going to explain more about this. Okay? So the classes of the wines I'm going to explain inside. Okay? So the difference between Douro wine and Porto wine is Douro, we transform all the sugar into alcohol. In Porto, in the middle we add brandy, grappa or vinho. To produce that brandy, that grappa, the eau de vie, all Douro wine producers, everyone inside of the wine region, the appellation, have the obligation, it's a law, it's a restriction, to pick up the dry skins and the seeds from the pressing, the skins and the seeds, le pulpe, okay? The most, okay? We need to pick up the sediments that we have during the winter, okay? The sedimentation, and we need to transport these two sub-products to an official distillation company where they are going to distillate, okay? They make the distillation, okay? They distillate everything to produce the brandy, the grappa, the eau de vie. And after farms that have license to produce Porto, like us, we go there, okay, and we buy the brandy back, okay? Clear?
So it's your own produce?
No, all the brandy.
From the area.
Nowadays they use boxes like that ones over there. This is 50 to 60 kilos, okay? It was really, really hard, okay? It was really, really tough, okay? Nowadays we use plastic boxes and it's more easy to clean, okay? And is 22, 24 kilos, okay?
Okay.
Some years ago was really, really hard to transport this, okay? 50 to 60 kilos, okay? 50, 60,
Nein, diesen Kolben da.
50, 60 kilos,
Ja, aber das
okay?
der Kolb als
Aujourd'hui c'est 22, 24, 26 kilos to porter. It's way more easy, okay? So most of the people doesn't have good bags here because they transport the wines in boats, okay, to near the sea, okay, the port wine, okay. Here in the farm, we preserve our port wines here, okay, so they rest here in the farm and they rest in my father's house. So all of the port barrels, we keep them here. Nowadays, it's more easy to stabilize the wines because we have air conditioner everywhere. Some years ago, people doesn't have air conditioner, so they transport the wine to near the sea, okay? Because near the sea, the temperature is less, okay? The amplitude of temperature is less, okay? Here, the temperature goes from 0 until 45 Celsius, okay? In a normal year, it's from 0 until 45. In Porto, the temperature is less, okay? Clear? That's why people doesn't transport the wine anymore there, or some of the companies transport and others doesn't transport.
Okay.
Okay. Here we don't transport, we store our wines here, okay? And now we are going here inside and we are going to taste everything. And some cheese, okay? Now you need the bread. So il y a 2 pains et 2 fromages, ok? Je vais tirer de serviette ici. Okay? Okay, now we are going to need the bread. Non mange pas de fromage.
Non, non, on a bien compris là.
Première, c'est
Le pain.
Okay? Okay. So
On goûte l'olive avec le pain.
To try, okay? This is extra virgin olive oil, this is pure olive oil, okay? We harvest this olive oil December, okay? So this is new olive oil, okay? We finish the production in March of this year, okay? So this olive oil, the best before we write in the cans is March 2027, okay? So this can use until March 2027, okay? So you can use this year, next year until March. Okay?
C'est pas de l'huile d'olive industrielle, c'est de l'huile d'olive qui a du goût.
Cans, we use metal because light affect the flavor and
Ça n'abîme pas.
taste of the olive oil.
Le fait que ce soit dans du métal, ça protège l'huile du soleil.
Okay, the taste. That's why we use metal, okay? Well, I already explained how we do. We put the nets, after we the sticks, we beat the trees, and after the olives falls. We pick up the olives and we transfer to a local company. They do 2 things. One, crush the olives, okay, they destroys everything. Second, putting in a pressing machine. The first press, cold press,
Pressage à froid.
première pression,
À
pression à froid, okay? The difference is between extra virgin and virgin olive oil, okay? To produce extra virgin, we transport the olives there, okay, and they start to pressing, okay, with cold pressing, okay, and they press only a little bit, okay. So they extract the easy part, okay, the outside, okay. More you press, okay, more you start to press the stones, so the percentage in oil acidity rises, okay. And most of the people, to rise the tax of pressure more, they add water.
Okay.
And that water can be cold water or hot water. Okay. So virgin olive oil have water. Okay. And can be cold pressing or hot pressing.
Okay.
Extra virgin olive oil, because we don't have water, is always cold pressing. Okay. Clear? There are a tricky thing, okay? If you want to know if you have extra virgin olive oil at home, it's easy. Find something like this, put the olive oil, and put in the freezer. If the olive oil frozen, have water, so it's not extra virgin. It's virgin olive oil. Okay?
Voilà, j'ai pas compris.
Explain de première pression, c'est pression à froid.
Oui.
Okay? Tu mets de seconde pression, qui ce n'est pas extra verge, c'est verge, il y a des additions de eau. De haut, c'est possible, c'est froid ou chaud. Okay? Normalement, c'est chaud. Okay? Parce que il y a chaud, eau, c'est meilleur pour appliquer la pression. Okay? Et si c'est extra verge, il y a addition de eau. Okay? Si c'est verge huile d'olive, il y a addition de eau. Okay? Il y a pression normalement chaud. Okay? Pour vous, de regarder c'est extra verge ou verge, il faut comme ça, un petit huile d'olive, et après, si vous pour un frigo non, un freezer, okay, congélateur, okay, c'est de l'huile d'olive congèle, okay, il y a eau. Ce n'est pas extra verge, c'est verge. Comprends?
Oui.
Okay.
Si tu, non, tu la congèles pas l'eau. Mais si tu veux connaître la qualité de ton huile, si tu achètes de l'huile comme ça,
Avec de l'eau, c'est de la base. C'est pas de la bonne huile.
voilà.
Clear?
Bien.
Okay. Extra verge n'a pas addition d'eau.
Oui.
Verge, il y a addition d'eau. Okay. Et si vous posez en congélateur, il va congeler.
Ouais. C'est une bonne façon de connaître la qualité de l'huile.
Now we are going to pass to the wines. To the highest one in flavor, and after Porto, sweet. Okay. So I'm going to give you a small seed to you for you to taste. If you don't like the wine, or if you don't want to drink, use the splitters. Okay. So feel comfortable to split. Feel comfortable to throw away. Okay. It's 7 wines. Okay. We have good relationship with the police. I don't know if you saw yesterday, there was a car here. So we have good relationship with them. Okay? They are good people. Okay? So no problem with alcohol and wine. Il y a ici, derrière, il y a le bâton avec la police. Donc c'est la coordination avec nous en la police locale. Well, the first wine, okay, the first wine is a white wine, and this white wine comes from the vineyard there, okay? The new vineyard, okay?
Nouvelle vigne.
It's 3 white varieties: Vinhozinho, Malvasia fina, Rabigato. We write the name of the variety, cépages. Okay? The idea is to produce a very fresh, simple, easy white wine. Okay? This is a good white wine for sunny days, like today. It's a good wine for salads. It's a good wine for swimming pools. Simple and easy. Okay? Servant tranquille, okay? Servant pour salade, pour chaude température, pour piscine. C'est fraîche. Bon. Non, mais après d'autres vins blancs, c'est pour manger.
D'accord, là c'est un vin léger.
C'est léger, ok?
D'accord.
So, easy in the time, simple wine, okay? Well, this comes from that vineyard, okay? This vineyard is north facing to the sun, okay? So we pick up less solar exposition, so that's why we have a simple white wine, okay? Clear? Simple white. There are something that we change in the process that I explain. I explain how we produce red wine and red port. To produce the white wine and the rosé, we go to the vineyard, okay? The vineyards, we harvest white grapes, only white grapes, to produce white wine. Okay? We take out the stems, but after we pick up the grapes and we pass directly to the pressing machine. We press the grapes and the juice that falls, okay? We pick up the juice and we pass to a fermentation tank. Okay? White and rosé, first we press and only the juice fermented. In the red wines, first we fermented with the skins, with the seeds, with the liquid, and after we press. Première pression, après fermentation. Ici c'est première fermentation avec le pulp. Okay? So this is the same year, 2024. Okay? So same year, different size. Okay? This one is a reserva. A reserva means that you are going to have more the barrel flavor. Okay? So the difference between this one and this one is in this one is only metal, stainless steel. Okay? The process is only metal. Okay? This one, okay? After we ferment it, we put the wine inside of a barrel. Only a little bit, 4 months. Okay? 4 mois. En barrique.
4 mois.
4 mois. 4 mois. 4 mois en barrique. Okay? Barrique de chêne française. Okay?
Alors le premier vin, c'était un
Le
vin
vin,
qui ne va pas en tonneau. Et le vin qu'on va boire maintenant, c'est un vin qui a été 4 mois en tonneau.
Ici, le vin, il va en barrique.
Oui.
Okay? 4 mois. Okay? Le goût, c'est plus fort. Okay?
Ouais.
De première, c'est frais, c'est simple.
Ouais.
Ici, c'est plus complexe. Okay? C'est réserve. Okay? Well, we go to that side over there and we harvest all the white grapes that we see. Okay? And we bring the grape seed and we do the process as we do this one. Okay? So we are talking about more complexity. Okay? More full body white wine. Okay?
Il est bizarre.
And the color is a little bit more yellow
Le vin,
because the wine comes from a side that is south
il est
facing
bizarre.
to the sun.
J'ai jamais bu de vin blanc comme ça.
There are more hours of sun, there are more complexity, there are more maturation in the grapes. Okay? So the difference is to have 2 different wines. More fresh, more fruity, more simple, more complex, more full body, more strong.
Celui-là, on l'a pas aimé.
If you feel that, good. If you don't feel that, who cares? Okay? Wine is like that. Okay? Wine
Oui, c'est
is a
les goûteux.
personal feeling. Okay? If you like, the wine is good. If you don't like, the wine is bad. Okay? Okay? Le vin, c'est personnel goût. Okay? Si vous aimez, c'est bon vin. Si vous n'aimez pas, c'est mal vin. Okay? Voilà.
Il n'est pas mauvais, mais
C'est pas bon.
je ne dis pas qu'il n'est pas bon, hein,
C'est
mais
pas de goût. Okay?
voilà, c'est une question de goût.
C'est personnel. Okay?
Ouais.
Mais ici, il y a 2 différents vins. Okay? Le premier, c'est quoi? L'autre, c'est plus complexe. Well, the idea here, we have 6 different varieties, cépages. Okay? But we don't write the name of the varieties. We write traditional varieties of Douro, old vineyard. Okay? Cépage tradicional do Douro, vieille vigne. Okay? So we don't write the 6 different varieties because it's a mix, it's a blend. Maybe I have more varieties, but we noticed 6. 3 different varieties from that side. Red grapes, okay? Only red grapes. We go to that side and we harvest the grapes. After, we use the first machine to take out the stems, okay? Green part. And we pass the red grapes to the pressing machine. We press the grapes, but we let the juice in contact with the skins. Okay? So we pass color from the skins to the wine. Okay? The color il vient avec le pulpe. Okay? Parce que le pulpe il permanece avec de juice, de jus, le pulpe permanece avec de jus 10 minutes. Le color il vient avec le pulpe. Ok, ici, de rosé vient notre vigne, okay? 3 différents cépages. Après, il permanece de pulpe avec du jus.
Ouais.
Okay? Et de pulpe, il passe color.
C'est la coloration, le pulpe qui fait.
Okay? So, what we do is, we press the grapes, milk, cheese. Okay? And try the cheese before the first red. Okay? So if you like cheese, you can eat now. Okay? Feel comfortable. Okay? But try this one. Okay? Before the first red. Okay? Well, this is sheep milk cheese because we have a partnership with a local company that produce sheep milk cheese. And some years ago, they bring the sheep to the farm. Okay? The brebis vient ici avec le propriété. Okay? And the sheep eat the grass between the vineyard. Okay? So the sheep come here and eat all the grass between the vineyard. Nowadays,
C'est les brebis qui nettoient les vignes.
Nowadays we cut
Ouais.
the
Ce qui évite de...
grass with the sheep.
Elle nettoie entre les vignes.
Et il vient ici, ok, il mange de graisse, et après il met fumier, ok,
Ouais.
pour notre vigne, ok. C'est fumier naturel, c'est fertilisation naturelle de la vigne. So the sheep were eating the grass, okay, and after they make poo, natural fertilization to the fields, okay. Well, I already speak with you, and I already said that we cut the grass with machines, so the sheep doesn't come here anymore. Our population going down. We don't have more shepherds. Okay? Young people doesn't like agriculture. We are losing people, so they don't bring here the sheep anymore. Okay? But we still go with the truck, okay, to pick up the poo. Okay? On va chercher le fumier. Okay? And we use the poo as natural fertilization. Okay? So we utilize le fumier comme natural.
Engrais naturel. Engrais naturel. Engrais.
Okay, engrais natural. Okay? So if you don't have nothing to do, end of December, beginning of January, come here to the farm and I let this spread everywhere. Si vous voulez, en décembre, January, donc ici, okay? Parce que c'est nécessaire pour le fumier en premier fromage. Okay?
Tu peux manger ton premier fromage.
Okay.
Tu veux pas?
Now I'm going to give you the red, okay? We are going to taste 3 red wines. So, premier wine, il y a notre vigne. Le process, j'ai expliqué pour vous, okay? Even the sound is good.
2022.
2022. Non, c'est 12 mois en barrique, mais de barrique c'est vieille. 3, 4, 5 années.
Ah,
barrique.
des vieilles barriques de 3, 4, 5 années. Et le
C'est
vin.
12 mois en barrique. ok? Tout notre vin, il va doucement en barrique, ok? Mais c'est possible de nous acheter barrique neuve, ok? Mais ici, c'est barrique que nous utilisons 3, 4, 5 années.
D'accord,
Okay?
merci.
C'est fruité vin. Okay, taste first the cheese and after the wine, okay? The cheese is from sheeps, okay? And they have paprika on the side, okay? This is not spicy, okay? It's not spicy, but we have paprika on the side, okay? Paprika. So c'est fromage de brebis, mais avec paprika.
D'accord.
Okay? C'est plus fort de goût, okay? Mais c'est brebis. Good. I got things like that. C'est un vin plus fort, okay? Yeah. And the tannin, okay?
Avec un goût de tanin pour de la viande.
You are going to
Pour manger
feel
de la
a lot
viande
of
de
tannins,
barbecue.
Okay? These tannins going to be softer if you add food, okay?
Moi, t'aimes pas le vin avec du tanin.
Percentage, okay? This one here have 14.5 in. C'est vigne, c'est sous l'exposition du soleil. So it's more strong because the vineyard is
20 à 14 degrés, plus d'exposition de soleil.
Il n'existe pas plus, okay? C'est notre spécial vin. C'est un vin plus fort, mais le tannin c'est plus suave. On Instagram, okay? This is that one. C'est notre spécial vin de 2022. De vigne n'existe pas plus. Okay?
Il y a
Nous retirons de vigne en novembre 2022. En vendange, c'est septembre 2022. Okay? Donc, c'est un vin qui c'est bon pour manger, okay? Mais c'est un vin qui c'est bon pour déguster solo. Okay? Parce que le tannin, c'est suave. Okay? This is natural
un souvenir, un bouchon. Moi, c'est 2022 et toi, tu as 2024.
If you want to keep, okay?
En liège naturel.
Parce qu'ils font beaucoup de plastique dans les bouchons.
Un non, plus même
Non,
pas
il
ici.
n'y a pas de plastique, c'est naturel.
Le bouchon en liège, comme ça, on le met dans le frigo et ça évite les mauvaises odeurs du frigo.
Correct.
Ouais, et c'est mieux que les produits qu'ils nous vendent.
Goes inside because we have they are in contact with you see? And we have in all the bottles, okay? Ici, dedans.
Des trous pour que l'oxygène passe avec le bouchon,
L'oxygène, il va.
pour que le vin soit meilleur.
Le tannin, il va plus suave et s'il y a micro-oxydation.
Ouais.
Now we are going to pass to the port wine. It's the last wine that we are going to taste. Here you see that we have cork, but after we have plastic on top. Here we want to stop the aging process.
Ah,
The wine is ready to drink. That's why we have plastic, okay? Well,
avec le bouton plein.
plus 20 ans en barrique, okay? Plus 20 ans, okay?
Plus 20 ans de barrique.
28, okay?
Et là, 28 ans, celui qu'on va goûter.
Le même raisin que nous utilisons pour produire l'eau bouteille ici, c'est le même raisin que mon père et ma maman utilisaient pour produire cette pâte. La même vie. Okay. C'est un mélange de 1985 de l'année 2000. Okay. Il permanece 28 années en barrique. Okay.
Ok.
Solution pour
Ah,
the oxygen goes inside. You can take the cork,
Porto de 1985.
drink a
Ah,
little
maintenant.
bit.
Après ces belles explications et cette bonne dégustation, eh bien, nous avons choisi un Porto de 20 ans d'âge à 46 €, mais il vaut son prix. Et la petite huile d'olive qu'on a adorée, qui n'est pas donnée non plus. On a acheté, je sais plus, mais et avec 2 fromages, on en a eu pour 72 €. On regrettera pas, parce que vraiment, on va se régaler. Bon, le vin portugais ne nous a pas convaincus, surtout au prix qu'ils le vendent. C'est pas notre truc, c'est un peu fort, c'est bon, on n'a pas apprécié. Mais leur Porto, divin. Bon, maintenant, je vais bien ranger ça dans notre garde-manger précieusement pour pas le casser. Voilà, il a sa petite place là. L'huile d'olive à côté. Voilà, dans notre petit garde-manger. Et c'est sous le, quand on n'a plus qu'à tirer le lit pour pouvoir dormir. Puis évidemment ranger la petite planche là, sinon ça rangera, ça passera pas. Alors on est bien installé dans un mini bordel. Des petites choses primordiales, minimalistes.